Hi and welcome to cheekyricho's Gluten Free Bread. This is a high protein, high fiber vegan recipe with no added sugar, and the ingredients are in the recipe box below. So let's get started. We've got our chia seeds here. We're just going to mill those and soak them into some boiling water to make our paste. We're going to be using our Thermo Chef, so I'll just turn this around so you can see what or not. Okay, into our jug we just put our chia seeds and we grind those on the highest speed for just a few seconds. Okay, after about 10 seconds, this is what you should have. It's milled it to sort of like a dust. We're going to put that into a bowl and pour in some boiling water, and what that will do is soak up and turn into like a jelly, and that's going to be like a stabilizer for our bread. Just into a bowl. Up those little seeds. What you can see there whole are the little husks. The seeds have been removed from the center of it. Okay, now it's in with our boiling water now. Give that a bit of a mix around, and in a few minutes, 5 or 10 minutes or so, that will go into like a jelly type paste. See it's starting to thicken up now. Let's put that to one side. Okay, now we're going to mill our brown rice. So we've just got some brown rice grains here, and we're going to pop that into the jug, and it is going to need high speed for a little bit longer because we need this to be turned into brown rice flour. You could skip this step by actually using brown rice flour if you like. Okay, after 30 seconds on turbo, we're just going to scrape down the sides and make sure any flicked up pieces are sent back down to the blades, and we're going to give it another few seconds just to complete our milling. We'll just scrape down the sides. It's quite easy to do. At this stage, you've got really coarse, almost like a semolina or a polenta grain. We want it a little bit finer than that. Okay, 30 seconds later, this is what you should have. It's about the consistency of fine table salt now. We're going to add our remaining ingredients and mix it all together. It's in with our dried active yeast, our sorghum flour, our tapioca starch or tapioca flour, salt, psyllium husks. Okay, after 10 seconds on speed 4, this is what you should have. It's all well mixed in now. We're going to add our warm water, our olive oil, leave a little bit in the bowl for rubbing on your hands later, and our really quite gummy chia seed paste. So just pop all that in. Okay, now we're going to mix this on speed 3 for about a minute, scraping down the sides occasionally. Okay, after it's all mixed together, this is what it should look like. We've just kneaded it for 1 minute. We're just going to put some oil on our hands and our tray. It's probably need a bit more oil than that. And we're just going to upend this and remove it from the bowl. And that's what you should have. It's quite a stiff dough. Get it all off those blades. Now, I've got a new baking tin and I absolutely adore this. This recipe is supposed to go into like an 8-inch or a 20-centimeter round pan, but I want to use my baking dish because I just love the shape of it and the way that nothing sticks to it. I am going to give it a little smear with some olive oil to make sure that it does definitely not stick, because gluten-free products tend to do that. And then with a little bit of olive oil on our hands, we're just going to give this a bit of a knead. Now, we can't develop any gluten with the flour, obviously, because there isn't any, but you can see it's not sticking to the mat with a little bit of oil that I've used. Everything's well and truly combined. You can see those little pieces of chia husk in there. And keep rolling it so that it's sort of got a roll in the center. Pretty happy with that. Nice and even. Now we're going to pop that into our loaf pan and stick it into my oven. My oven is set for 40 degrees Celsius. I'm just going to cover it now and leave it for 30 minutes to prove. Okay, 30 minutes is up. We are just going to put a tray of boiling water underneath our bread and raise our temperature in the oven to 220 degrees Celsius. This is going to make steam and make a gorgeous crust without drying it out too much. So into the oven we go, and the oven is preheating to 220 degrees Celsius. And after 30 minutes of proving in the 40-degree oven, this is what you should have. It's risen almost to the top of the tin, as you can see. Spongy, nice and even. We have made a little foil tent just out of aluminium foil, like in a boat shape, and that is going to go over the top of our bread to stop it from burning on top or drying out too much. That'll create like a little steam environment and collecting the steam that's coming up from underneath. I'm going to bake that about 60 minutes until it's nice, brown, risen, and sounds hollow when tapped on the bottom. Okay, while our pan is at a temperature that we can actually touch, we're just going to pop our foil tent over the top of it, and we're going to actually cook it with the foil tray. Now, that'll absorb the steam or collect the steam from underneath and steam it at the same time as cook it. What that will do is it'll allow it to rise a little bit more than if you just baked it without a cover on it, because the crust will cook quickly, dry, and prevent it from rising any further. further. So this is just a little trick to help keep your bread nice and moist. We'll just remove this last little bit of cooking and it can just dry out and brown on top. Okay, after 45 minutes, we just remove our little foil tent. There's our bread there. We're just going to pop it back in there for another 10 minutes or so, just to brown up slightly. Just tap on the bottom, you'll find that it sounds hollow. Wrap it in a tea towel to stop it from drying out too much. Spread it with your favourite bread, and there you have it. Cheeky Richo's gluten-free bread. Thanks for watching.